Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Juan the Yarn Addict, and today I present a crochet tutorial for what I'm calling the Timeless Reflection Shawl. This project features a 6-row repeat only using 4 stitches. We have the granny stitch, double crochet windows, and at the very end, just 1 row of single crochet, which is right here. All you have to do is continue repeating the 6-row repeat until the desired size is achieved. My project has a total of 8 repeats and 1 final row of single crochet for a total of 49 rows. My project measures 78 inches wide, which is 6.5 feet, by 32 inches deep. I used approximately 800 yards of Caron Colorama Halo in the colorway Sea and Sky with a 6mm US letter J hook. For the purposes of today's tutorial, I will be using a medium 4-weight yarn. This is Red Heart Super Saver in the colorway Light Blue, with a 6mm US letter J hook. Feel free to use any weight of yarn you would like. Just be sure to follow the recommended hook size for the yarn of your choice as a starting point and then go from there. Also, feel free to use the timestamps located in the show notes to obtain information shared in this tutorial. Please remember to hit the like button, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already, and then of course, share the video. I would definitely appreciate the support. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this tutorial started. Okay, so to get started, what we need to do is create a slip knot on our hook. However you do this is absolutely fine. This is how I do it. Once your slip knot is established, we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you have your 4 chains, we're going to take the tip of our crochet hook and insert it into this very first chain. We're going to draw a loop and slip to close. From here, we're going to gently tug on our working yarn, take our tail and pinch it against the chain, and gently pull apart, and you will see a circle. So we're going to work stitches out of that circle, but first we need to chain 2. And the chain 2 will not count as a stitch from here and throughout our project. But from here, we're going to go into our circle with 3 double crochets. So to do a double crochet, we're going to yarn over, go into our chain circle, draw up a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And we're going to do that 2 more times. From here, we're going to chain 2. And once we have our 2 chains, we're going to go back into our chain circle with 3 additional double crochets. Yarn over, go into our chain circle, draw up that loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So that is row number 1. We have 3 double crochets, a chain 2, 3 double crochets. And so to move on to row number 2, what we need to do is chain 2. And as I previously mentioned, the chain 2 will not count as a stitch. We're going to flip our work over. From here, we're going to go into this very first stitch with 3 double crochets. Let's go ahead and do that. 3 double crochets right into that very first stitch of row number 2. From here, we're going to jump right into our chain space. I call this the apex. That is the point of our project. So from here, we're going to jump to our apex with 3 double crochets. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, and 3. Once again, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to go back into our apex here with 3 additional double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. From here, we're going to jump to the very last stitch of the row, which is right here, with 3 double crochets. So we're going to yarn over, go into that very last stitch of the row. Make sure you pick up the front loop and the back loop. We're going to draw that loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and we're going to do that 2 additional times. So that completes row number 2. We have 2 rows of the granny stitch so far. And to move on to row number 3, we're going to repeat what we just did for 3 rows of the granny stitch. So what we're going to do is, once again, chain 2, and the chain 2 will not count as a stitch, and we're going to turn our work over, and we're going to go into this very first stitch with 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. From here, we're going to go into the space in between the granny stitch from the previous row with 3 double crochets. From here, we're going to go right into the apex and repeat what we've done twice before. We're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and 3 double crochets right into that apex. 1, 2, and 3. From here, we're going to go right into that space in between our 2 granny stitches, like we've done on this side, with 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. From here, to finish off the row, we're going to go into the last stitch of the row here, like we've done previously, with 3 double crochets. Make sure to pick up the front loop and the back loop, and insert 3 double crochets into that last stitch of the row. Let me make a bunny ear here and show you what this looks like so far. So we have 3 rows of the granny stitch so far for our project. To move on to the next row, we're going to place our hook back on our work, and we are going to chain 2. Once again, that does not count as a stitch, and we're going to turn our work over. So from here, what we need to do is go into this very first stitch with 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now for row number 4, what we're going to do is insert 1 double crochet in every single stitch of the row here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Each and every stitch receives an upstairs neighbor of just 1 double crochet, all the way down until you get to the apex. Very, very easy row here. Just a few more to go, and then we're at the apex. Okay, so this is what our work looks like so far. For row number 4, you should have 3 here as your first stitch, and then 1 double in every single stitch all the way down. Okay, now in the apex, you will insert 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, just like that. From here, we're going to repeat what we just did on this side and insert 1 double crochet in each and every stitch until we get to the last stitch. And then in the last stitch, we're going to insert 3 double crochets. So let's go ahead and do that. 1 stitch above every other stitch from the previous row. Easy peasy. Almost finished here. And in the last stitch here, we're going to insert 3 double crochets. Make sure to pick up the front loop and the back loop. There's 1. There's 2. And here is the 3rd one. And so that completes row number 4. You will see little dips here. In time that will completely flatten out. And so there you have it. That completes row number 4. So to move on to row number 5, what we need to do is pick up our work. Once again, chain 2. And the chain 2, as I previously mentioned, will not count as a stitch. And from here, we're going to turn our work over. And once again, in this very first stitch, we're going to insert 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. For row number 5, we're going to insert windows all the way across our row here. So once you have your 3 doubles, we are going to chain 1 and skip 1 and go into the next stitch with a double crochet. You're going to repeat that. Chain 1, skip 1, go into the next stitch with a double crochet. And that's what it should look like. So chain 1, skip 1, go into the next stitch with a double crochet. And I'm going to stay with you until we get to the apex, since the project is fairly small at this point. And we are 1 stitch before the apex, and every time you get to the apex on the windows row, you should always have 1 stitch left, just like that. And from here, what we're going to do is jump over that last stitch. So we're going to chain 1 and go right into the apex here with a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. And everything we've done on this side will need to happen on this side. So from here, what we need to do is chain 1 and skip this next stitch right here. We're going to go to the next one here with a double crochet. We're going to chain 1, skip 1, go into the next stitch with a double crochet. We're just going to repeat that all the way down. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. And just keep on repeating that. So as we approach the end of the row, there should be 2 stitches remaining. We're going to chain 1, hop over the second to the last stitch, and in the last stitch, we're going to insert 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Let's make a bunny ear here and recap our work. Now, this may curl a little bit. That's perfectly okay. Just flatten it out. Everything is as it should be. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So to move on to row number 6, we're going to repeat row number 4. So we're going to have an entire row here of double crochets. So to move on from here, what we need to do is place the hook back on our work, and we need to chain 2. As I mentioned before, this will not count as a stitch, and so from here what we need to do is turn our work over and go into this very first stitch with 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. From here, we are going to go into every stitch and every chain space of the row to kind of close the windows off. So we have 3 doubles for the very first stitch, and in the next 2 stitches, we're going to insert 1 double crochet each. 1 there and 1 here. So far, before we go into the first window, we should have 5 double crochets, as you see there. 3 for the first one, and then we have 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. And from here, we're going to go into the window, just like that, with a double crochet. Next, we're going to go next door here, give this stitch an upstairs neighbor of a double crochet. And then in the window, double crochet, in the stitch, in the window, We're just going to repeat that. In the stitch, in the window. I'm going to stay with you until we get to the apex. Going in each stitch and in each window with a double crochet. Just like that. And now I'm approaching the apex. I have the double crochet here left and then the apex. So I'm going to go into that stitch with a double crochet. And then in the apex, I'm going to insert one double crochet, chain 2, and we're going to go back in with another double crochet, just like that. And as I mentioned before, whatever we do on this side will need to happen on this side. So we're going to go into each stitch and in each window with a double crochet. So continue doing that, and I will see you at the end of this row right here. I'll meet you at the last stitch of the row in just a moment. Okay, so I'm nearing the end of our 6-row repeat here. I just have one stitch remaining right there. And in this very last stitch, I'm going to insert 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So before we move on, I'm just going to make a bunny ear here and show you our 6-row repeat. Just going to recap the rows. So rows 1, 2, and 3 are the granny stitch. Row number 4 is a row of double crochet. Row number 5 is a row of windows. And row number 6 is a row of double crochet. So this is all there is to the 6-row repeat. But what I'm going to do now is go back over row number 1 just to show you where you place your stitches. And then from there, I'm going to go off camera and crochet several more rows just to show you a bigger project. And then I will show you how to finish off our project here. Okay, so from here, what I need to do is place the hook back on our work. And we are going to chain 2. And as always, chain 2 will not count as a stitch. From here, we're going to turn over and go into this very first stitch with 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. From here, we're going to skip the next 2 stitches and go into the 3rd stitch here with 3 double crochets. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to repeat that process where we skip, skip, and go into the 3rd stitch here with 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Skip, skip, 3 double crochets in the 3rd stitch. Perfect. Skip, skip, go into that 3rd stitch with 3 double crochets, and we're just going to repeat that process until we get to the apex. 1, 2, and 3. Now just before the apex, you should have 2 stitches remaining, and we're just going to repeat that process where we skip over the next 2 stitches. And in the apex, we're going to insert 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So let's go ahead and do that. 3 double crochets right into that apex. 3 doubles, chain 2, and let's go back in here with 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. From here, we're going to repeat what we've done on this side here. We're going to skip, skip, and go into the 3rd stitch with 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Skip, skip, go into the 3rd stitch with 3 double crochet. And as I mentioned before, we're just going to repeat this process until we get to the end of the row. 3 double crochets in every 3rd stitch. skip, skip, go into the third stitch. One, two, and three. Now just before we get to the end here, you should have the 3 stitches remaining. So you're going to skip over the first 2 and go into the last stitch of the row with 3 double crochet. Make sure to pick up your front loop and your back loop. 1, 2, and 3. And so that is what the first row of the second repeat looks like. So from here, we're just going to place the hook back on our work, chain 2, and continue on with the 6-row repeat. We're going to go into the first stitch with 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And from here, we're just going to jump right into the spaces in between the granny stitches. And we're going to insert 3 double crochet right into those spaces there. And so that's what it looks like there. Okay, so I am going to continue working this 6-row repeat. I'm actually going to complete a second set of the repeat, and then I will show you how to finish off our project. Okay, so continue on with the project, and I shall be back in just a moment with another set of a 6-row repeat in just a moment. Okay, so I am back. I've completed a second set of my 6-row repeat, ending with a row of double crochet, as you can see here. And for the purposes of this tutorial, this is as far as I'm going to go, but feel free to continue repeating the 6-row repeat until you achieve the desired size that you're looking for your project. And when you arrive at your final row here, we're going to finish off with one final row of single crochet, but feel free to use any border you would like if the single crochet border is not to your liking. Okay, so for my border of single crochet, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to zoom us in very quickly. There we go. And I'm going to begin by chaining 1. From here, I'm just going to turn my work over. And I'm going to go into this very first stitch with 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. From here, I'm going to insert 1 single crochet in every stitch until I get to the apex. So 1 single in every single stitch. Every stitch receives an upstairs neighbor of a single crochet. So continue doing this until you get to the apex right here, and I'll meet you right here in just a moment. Okay, so I am back and I have arrived to the apex. I've inserted a single crochet in every stitch, and this single crochet has just given me a nice, clean, crisp line. Very nice. Now in the apex right here, our chain space, I'm going to insert 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. From here, I'm just going to continue inserting single crochets in every stitch. So every single stitch receives an upstairs neighbor of a single crochet, just like that. So continue doing this, and I shall see you at the end of the row in just a moment. Okay, so I'm at the end of the last and final row with only 1 stitch remaining, which is right there. And so in this very last stitch, I'm just going to insert 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. From here, I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to grab a pair of scissors, and I'm going to cut my work, leave a long enough tail to sew in that end. I'm going to pull the hook away from my work, pinch and pull down, and it creates a really, really nice tight knot. And then from there, we're just going to sew in our end. And so that is what our mini version of the project looks like. Very, very nice. Now I'm going to bring my original. Here is. This is the completed project here. Perfect. It's pretty big. Okay. So the yarn I used here was Caron Colorama Halo. And I have a total of 48 rows here for my project. And the 49th row is my row of single crochet right here. Very, very nice. So that is it for this project. I really hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. Consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so already. And then, of course, share the video. I would definitely appreciate the support. So that is all for now. And until the next one, take care. Bye.